Read you guys a little something really quick. There was a very cautious man who never laughed or played. He never risked, he never tried, he never sang or prayed. And when one day he passed away, his insurance was denied. For since he really never lived, they claim he never died. And that's what happens to so many of us. We get so good, we get so caught up on the big broad road to nowhere, we forget to dream, we forget to live our lives, we forget when we were 5 years old and sitting on our father or mother's lap, and they said, you can be anything you want to be when you grow up, and then you turn 16, 18 years old, and they tell you it's time to grow up, get a job, go out there, get a good education, and someday you're going to be financially okay. How has that worked out for you? I think the problem is that everybody is doing what everybody else is doing without questioning why they're doing it. Nobody's questioning the validity of anything. And there's a paradigm shift that constantly is changing. We don't do things the same as that we used to do. I think people, as someone once said to me one time, someone said, literally said this to me, maybe you're just efficiently ineffective. Efficiency is doing the job right. Effectiveness is doing the right job. Most people are just doing the wrong job perfectly. They're 100% efficiently ineffective. And remember this most of all. The wrong job done perfectly remains the wrong job. Simply put, if 50 million people do or say a stupid thing, it's still a stupid thing. I mean, look at World War II. Just because everybody else is freaking, killing everybody doesn't make it right. That might be a little bit of a derogatory way of going about that. There's also a really scary statistic out there that, and this also kind of proves the validity of it. Nobody questioned the validity of anything. There's a statistic released by the Social Security Administration in 2006 that states that 98% of people in America are dead or broke by the age of 65. And they go on to actually define those two definitions. Dead meaning deceased, obviously. Broke defined as living off of friends, charity, or family. I mean, seriously, that's insane. Again, we're doing what's not working because we hear this thing in our head all the time: go to school, get a good education, and someday you're going to be okay. That's not working anymore. We need to change that. There's very few professions now. I mean, nowadays you're overqualified. There was actually, let's look at this. The top 3 employers of bachelor degrees nowadays is either, this is the first thing you usually hear: you're overqualified. I'm sure if you have a degree of any kind, you've heard that at some point or another. But the number one employer of bachelor degree holders is number 1, Starbucks. Number 2 is Target. Number 3 is Walmart, and kind of so on and so forth down the line. I think number 4 is actually Applebee's. I think it was a restaurant. Anyways, you guys get my point. That's kind of ridiculous. You guys go to college and this is how it's working. But that coin, I trace that term was coined back in around 1911. Go to school, get a good education, and someday you'll be okay. Now, I found out that most people at that time didn't even have a high school education. So if you had a college degree, you could make 300% more than the average person. That was huge. Unfortunately, we don't do anything the same way that we used to do things. Like if you own a farm in 1911, do we farm the same way that we did back in the early 1900s? No. If you own an accounting firm, do you do things the same way? We wouldn't do things the same way. We wouldn't have a ledger. We would have computers. We would do things much more efficiently, a lot faster, things like that. But we still seem to be on this kicker in the country of the free enterprise system. We're the only country in the world that doesn't teach our own economic system. That literally is baffling to me. We're based on the small business and free enterprise of owning your own business, but every time anybody has an opportunity for something, people say, well, that's a pyramid scheme, that's not legitimate, I don't know, you should probably go out there and climb the corporate ladder. Let me know how that's working. It's just ridiculous. And just to put a little bit more validity to what I'm saying, there was actually a study, and you might laugh at this a little bit, but there was actually a study done in where was it? UC Irvine, California, the university there, of monkeys. So they had 10 monkeys in a 20 by 20 by 10 cage. It was glass, and it had a tree trunk in the middle with kind of like a tree, I guess, in the middle and it had a cutoff platform, and there was a plethora of bananas at the top of this platform, and so They put 10 monkeys in there all at once. All the monkeys seen the bananas. They all tried to climb the top to get the bananas. What they didn't know, there was electrodes around the base of the platform. So they all got shocked. Within 24 hours, all of the monkeys had ceased to even try to get any of the bananas and just stopped trying. So what they did next in the experiment was absolutely baffling to me. They took one of the monkeys that had already been in there, they removed him, put a brand new monkey in there. This new monkey seen the bananas. He had never been shocked before, so he started climbing up the pole. And all of the other monkeys grabbed him and pulled him down. I'm not making this up. You can look this up yourself. And they pull him down, and pretty soon they start switching out all of the monkeys one at a time until they're all brand new monkeys in the cage that have never been shocked. Not one of them has been shocked, but none of them are trying to get the bananas because they're all doing what all the other ones are doing without questioning why they're doing it. Now we just might say, well, these are just stupid monkeys. Of course that's what they're going to do. But then why do humans do that with every single thing? Nobody questions anything. Everybody wants to listen to the authority figure in the room or whatever. And it's just crazy. I mean, most people want to get their advice from their broke uncle, mom, sister, goldfish, dog, whatever. It's absolutely crazy to me that people would get advice from that. If you want to own a successful Subway, where would you go? Most people are like, well, I had an uncle once that own some business, whatever, like, I mean, it's never been successful. I mean, we go get our advice from the wrong people all the time. You would go ask a successful Subway franchise owner, like, if you wanted to be successful in that area. That's the same thing with what we're going to be talking about in this video. It's the same thing with network marketing, multi-level marketing, and any other business, regular brick and mortar business. If you want to go into construction, you need to go and you need to ask somebody that has not that's been in construction and has run one past tense construction company. Someone is currently doing it that is very successful at that. And in fact, all success is a form of modeling. And keep in mind that success is also not only a form of modeling, but it's something you need to learn. Even if you have a good model, you're going to still find that you make a lot of mistakes. Do not let that trip you up, because that's the most important part. As Tony Robbins says, success is the result of good judgment, right? Good judgment is a result of experience, and experience is the result of bad judgment. So make mistakes and learn from them. Don't be a wheelbarrow and only go as far as someone's willing to push you. I mean, get up, get out there, follow your dreams, and remember, the business model works 100% of the time if you work the business model 100% of the time. The business model doesn't fail, only people do. Keep that in mind. So if you liked any of this that I just had to ramble on about, stay tuned to the rest of the video. I'm sure you'll get something good out of it. Welcome back to the video, guys. So the rest of this video, we're going to be talking about network marketing, multi-level marketing. Is there a difference between those two I just labeled? And in short, yes, there is. And then we're also going to be covering what the definition of a pyramid scheme is. And I'm going to be kind of going in between all of that stuff, give you guys a little bit more statistics, and you guys can kind of see if network marketing is something that you could be possibly interested in. So definitely stay tuned for this. It's going to be kind of crazy because I am a talker and I am all over the place sometimes. So I actually wrote out notes so I would kind of stay on point. I guess we should start off. Let's define, actually, I was going to do this very last, but let's actually define what a pyramid scheme actually is, or a Ponzi scheme as it was originally known as. So there's a guy it was actually 1919, so let's say 1920s, Charles Ponzi, that created insurance fraud, basically. And in short, what he had was the first, in the United States anyways, Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme. Basically what it was an insurance fraud where nobody was actually paying for anything. It was money in exchange for money. There was no product or service that was being exchanged or involved whatsoever. So that's what you can actually legally define, and as the Federal Trade Commission actually labels as a pyramid scheme, is if it's an illegal business that basically has no product or service and it's just money in exchange for money. Now, I definitely would suggest to get online and look at the definitions of on the Federal Trade Commission, because they get into the legality of it and it's like pages long. But that's pretty much it in short. There is one more definition that I actually find absolutely hilarious. One of them says, to be a legitimate business, you need to have the same earning potential. The guy at the bottom, starting in at a new business, has to have the same earning potential as the guy at the top. Now, this is just in the realm of network marketing, multi-level marketing, but I laugh at that because in any Fortune 500 company that I can think of, I cannot see where anybody has the same earning potential as the president or the CEO of the company. So that's kind of like saying every company in the world, like Microsoft or Home Depot, is a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme in essence. So I find that kind of funny and a really ridiculous. I hear people say the word pyramid scheme. I've been personally, I've been in network marketing for coming up on 10 years now. And the one thing that I found always most fascinating is if somebody says, well, that's a pyramid scheme, I always ask them a question back. I do reflective questioning. And it's funny how much people don't really know, but how much they repeat things without checking the validity of what they're actually saying. And so somebody will say, well, that's a pyramid scheme. I say, well, what is a pyramid scheme? And most of the time they can't ever answer that. And the best answer I've ever got, and the most common answer, is, well, that's where the guy at the top makes all the money and the guy at the bottom doesn't make anything. And so I want to look at that very question, actually. Are the people at the top making all the money? And the answer is, factually, the answer is yes. I mean, it's yes at Microsoft. The guy at the top, most people at the top are making all the money. And same thing with Home Depot. In fact, excuse me, I can't think of any business whatsoever, and please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, that the people at the bottom make most or all of the money. I mean, that would kind of defeat the purpose of business or free enterprise in the first place. If the guy started everything that did all this work made no money, that's like me and you going into business together and being like, all right, okay, you got this? All right, so whoever does the least amount of work in our business, in our partnership, gets the most amount of money. I mean, you get laughed off or slapped or both. The other thing I get with people that say it's a pyramid scheme, they try to throw statistics out there. In fact, a guy actually showed up to a meeting one time. Me and him had a one-on-one meeting, a coffee. It was just over a cup of coffee at the Montana Club. And I'll never forget, the guy lets me talk for about 5 minutes, and he's smiling the whole time. And then he goes, I just have to stop you right there. I got something that's going to burst your bubble. I was like, what's that? And he slides his book over, and I have the book still somewhere. He let me have it, or I just never gave it back. I don't know. But it's a purple book, but it's your odds or statistics of network marketing, the odds of actually succeeding, the statistics of it. First of all, I want to point this out to be very, very clear. If you're looking at network marketing as an actual potential way of business or extra income, statistics have nothing to do with it. You get into a network marketing company, you are not buying a lottery ticket. It is not a statistic. It is a performance-based business, just like all other legitimate businesses. It is based, you do a little, you get a little. You do a lot, you get a lot. And so that's pretty much it. I mean, it's the same thing at working out. You just can't buy the gym membership, but that's not going to work. I mean, it's just you buy the gym membership isn't going to get you in shape. What is it? You have to actually give effort into it. You've got to be in there every day, at least 3 times a week to see a result. You have to put in the effort. So you do, in the gym membership, you do a little, you get a little. You do a lot, you get a lot. So it's the same exact thing. I hope that makes sense. I don't know how more clearly I can actually state that. And here's the thing I also learned in network marketing is you can never say the right thing to the wrong person, but you also can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So never be on the receiving end of trying to convince somebody that never be in the selling position. I should put it that way. They need to sell themselves to you. I hate when I see people in network marketing, multi-level marketing, trying to talk about how good their product is, the how and the what, and nobody talks about the why. And it drives me nuts. Not why they're doing it or how much money they're making. And again, the how and the what just kills me every time. And really, I only work with people. I would rather work with 10 strong people than 100 people that are doing nothing. I always hear people say in network marketing, I'd rather run with 10 than drag 100. I mean, as one of my mentors once said, have you ever tried pushing someone with a rope? Like, it doesn't work. So I just don't know. I mean, it is absolutely crazy to me that people, I mean, my point in saying that is the fact that you cannot convince somebody if their mind is set up, if they have no corresponding neurons in the brain to receive the information you're saying, they are in fact incredulous. They won't believe you simply because they can't believe you. And that's psychological as well as neurological. So don't get beat up about that. And if somebody says no to you in network marketing, don't get beat up about that either. That's an objection, not a rejection. And the difference is this. I mean, if you are, I'll give you an example of an objection. If you're a waitress and you deliver some fries that say, with someone's burger, and you ask them, hey, do you want some ketchup or ranch with that? And the person says, no, thank you. I don't like neither of those. And you're like, all right. You don't run back in the kitchen and cry about it because they rejected your offer. No, it was an objection. You go about your day and you offer the next person that comes in front of you, would you like would you like ranch or ketchup with your fries? And so on and so forth. So it's a numbers game sometimes. So don't worry about that. But the game is not to see how many people you can get as fast as you can, because you want to work with these people. There should be a program in your business, unless it's very new, that actually teaches people how to grow in this business. It's kind of like the high touch of high tech. You kind of want. Anyways, out of the statistics and all that kind of good stuff, I did want to read you guys this little thing really fast I found online. And okay, this goes back to kind of a census report from a while ago. I'll read this to you anyways. So if you reach, this is kind of the people at the top make all the money, and the people at the bottom don't make it, don't make any money. And this is just corporations in general. So I'm kind of dropping back to that really quick. So if you research corporate executives and owner compensations of most companies, you'll see that only a few people at the top make the majority of the money. To give you actual statistics, in the year 2006, the average U.S. worker worked an entire year, including weekends, no vacations, time to earn what the average CEO made in one day. That's according to the Associated Press survey of 386 Fortune 500 companies in 2006. Executives averaged $10.8 million in total annual compensation. At the same time, the average worker made $29,544 in 2006. In 2005, U.S. Census report almost 70% of U.S. households earned under $25,000, while only 5.8 earned over $150,000. That means only about 6% of all U.S. households earn over $150,000. Holy moly. And these are not even the top earners, according to the World Wealth Report by Merrill Lynch and Company. In the U.S. and Canada, there's approximately 30,000 people with investments assets of more than $30 million. Those 30,000 people only represent 1/100th of 1% of the total population. That is absolutely crazy. And the statistics nowadays are even worse than that. So, I mean, yes, only a few people make it, make all the money in every company, every industry in the country. That's nuts. Man, I don't know about you, but that's depressing. Wow. Okay, well, moving on from there. Okay, Now that we've covered how horrible things are in the world, let's see how good things are in the world. So it's not all doom and gloom. So here's a really cool thing that I actually did a lot of research on to figure all this out, which I will also read to you so I stay on point. So in 2006, 2010, there was a 16% increase in millionaires in just 1 year in 2010. And now the new statistic, depending on which statistics you read, there is an increase of over 20 to 25% based on which statistic you read. Now here's the coolest thing that I actually found. So it took the United States of America 217 years to create the first 3.6 million millionaires. Let's say that again. It took the United States of America 217 years to create the first 3.6 million millionaires. 217 years. Now it even gets crazier than this. It's like our chances are getting better, if it is a chance. But opportunities, it's not the chance, it's the opportunities that are opening up if people are willing to listen to the opportunities. So now, after that 217 years, which that was basically from the beginning of our country to 1990, I think. So basically from 1991 to 2001, it took us only that 10-year span of time to create the next 3.6 million millionaires. Went from 200 years to 10 years to create the same amount. Now here's the crazy part. So in the next 10 years after that, just 10 years, so we're talking 2001, there has been almost 10 million new millionaires in the United States of America. And then if you go from 2001 to, let's see here, make sure I don't say this incorrectly. So basically from 2001 to 2000 or 2020 to right now, and keep in mind, there's an actual statistic that shows every time there's a Great Depression, a recession, more people become millionaires because people diversify during those tough times. So there's always an optimistic point of view in all this pessimism, I guess. And you got to be an optimist, I guess, at the same time as I don't know. I mean, you can't look at the bad because you have something in your brain called the RAS, which is the reticulating activating system, which basically you buy a 1992 white Honda Civic and everybody has the 1992 white Honda Civic. It's not because everybody went out there and bought that car because that's what you went and bought, but it's because what your brain is focused on. So you have to focus on what you want and not what you don't want. So keep that in mind. So anyways, back to the statistics. So from 2001 to 2020, to 2020, there's already been over 25 new million millionaires. That's actually insane. And here's even the cooler part out of all of that. And I sound like a little kid when I talk sometimes, but I'm just excited. According to Forbes, over 90% of those millionaires are e-commerce and direct selling associated. So there's this huge, according to Forbes as well, there's a gigantic paradigm shift and trends thing that's constantly changing. And a paradigm is just a perceived way of doing things. It's basically a change that takes care, like the way that I'm talking anyways, is it's something that occurs or a change in our marketplace, the way that we do businesses. Like before there was the brick and mortar and businesses, now we have the online based businesses, and then those get broken down into like affiliate marketing and Amazon FBA and network marketing and all these different things. So there's just a lot of different changes that are occurring that allow people a lot more options to becoming successful. So that's pretty cool. And one of the biggest trends, I don't think people actually really realize this, but one of the biggest trends out there is the biggest trendsetter, period. Actually, this is a real statistic, is the baby boomers. Now, there were 70, I think there was like 75 million born in the United States alone, 1 billion of them born worldwide between the years of 1946 and 1964, an 18-year span of time. So if you actually go back and you watch every single corporation that grew up around those baby boomers as they were going through their adolescence, their teens, their whatever, you have You have Kenny Shoes, you have Hasbro, you have Mattel become multi-million-dollar corporations. All these comic books. You see McDonald's, KFC, Burger King. All these places grow exponentially. As it's think of it like this: the baby boomers is like, think of the economy as a garden hose, right? And then the baby boomers come along, and then you have to shove, instead of a golf ball running through there and seeing like, okay, we're gonna feed these people. The baby boomers is like trying to shove a freaking basketball or a bowling ball through that garden hose. That's kind of the equation. So you can watch that thing coming. And if you look at the housing boom in the 70s, and it lasted through all the way up until what was it? 1991, I think it was, or 92. It crashed. The housing market crashed, and it was exactly 18 years. I thought that, or 16 years, I think it was. It's always like a 2 years short from what the actual how many years it was, which I don't really understand why that is, but it's always interesting. I remember in 2009, I heard a guy on XM radio to say, I can't believe it. The stock market did so good for 16 years straight and then crashed. And I'm like, huh. I was like, it's because it's this trend, and there's always a trend behind that trend. And the new trend for the kids that are growing up now, the millennials and things like that, that's a huge trend too. It's kind of like the baby boomers, maybe. But people don't really look into those things. People don't read that stuff. I would suggest you probably do that. So we've covered that now. So that's all the trends. I think that's pretty good on the trend side of things. Okay, this part, you guys, is going to be the most difficult for me to explain. So this is something I kind of invented myself, because if you Google online multi-level marketing and you get the definition, then you Google network marketing and then get the definition, they're pretty much identical. They're two different words describing supposedly the same thing, in the same direct selling association or direct selling arena. And I think there's a huge difference in network marketing and multi-level marketing. And so I was actually going to separate the two terms and actually give you an example of what those two things actually are. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. My opinion's pretty awesome, but it's just my opinion. So, multi-level marketing works like this, and this is my own experience dealing with all of this stuff, and there are definitely different types of people in multi-level marketing, in my opinion, than network marketing. Multi-level marketing is like this. It is a structure, so it's always in a pyramid-based structure. And the pyramid has nothing to do with it whatsoever. If you look at any Fortune 500 company, it's a pyramid. Their organization is in the shape of a pyramid, always. You look at your baseball team, pyramid. You look at your church, pyramid. You look at the Girl Scouts, pyramid. Doesn't make them, nothing wrong. That's just the structure of it. That's just stupid. I hate when people use that term. So it's always in like a pyramid shape, multi-level marketing, and you are paid on your position. This is where I hear people say you got to get in when it's good, when it's new, so you can make a lot of money. And this is the one that's mostly commonly referred to. The guy at the bottom makes all the money, or doesn't. The guy at the bottom doesn't make any money, and the guy at the top makes all of the money. Blah blah blah. I hear that all the time with multi-level marketing. What I don't like about multi-level marketing, preferably, is that since it's in a confined space, it's like getting a job. Whether let's use Home Depot as an example, and let's say you got a job at the paint counter, and you're making $10 an hour, and your boss is making $30 an hour. You're paid at what entry level position in the pyramid you landed in, basically, and you got in at the bottom. So you're kind of stuck making that, and you can work your entire life and still not make management. I know lots of people that just, that's just how it is. If you want to be a manager, you need to apply for management position. Not saying you can't move up within a company, but that sure is a long, dreadful way of going about it. Nothing against jobs either. That's not where I'm going with this. So, anyways, same thing with multi-level marketing. You get thrown in, and if you're at the bottom, they're set up very structurally. So most multi-level marketing companies, they have a trinary or a binary system. So what that means is that you get in and you are your own pyramid, and you're at the top of your own pyramid. That's how they tell you to think about it. So, and that's factually, that is kind of correct. But so you're at the top of this pyramid, and you get two people in a binary. You get two people. You're allowed to get two people. That's all you can get, though. You cannot get any more people than that. And then those two people can get two people, which can give you four people, and so on and so forth. And it allows you to collect, on average, if I remember this correctly, you're allowed to collect 16 to 18 levels deep legally, however they legally set up their structure. So I don't like that, and multi-level marketing usually only has a cap on, like, they only have one product. That's the problem I don't like about them either. They usually base around one product, and everyone's just like this hype about this one little product. And usually it's a better product than what you can buy in the stores. I will give it that. And if you want to grow outside of that, your pyramid, you have to start another business with inside of that business. So you start another one, you go out to get the two people, or if you're in trinary, you get three people, and so on and so forth, and then collect downwards from there. Now, in a multi-level marketing company, they usually start you off. It's not a slow start off. You start off at like 30-something% return and all of this. I mean, it's really good numbers, and you can make a lot of money quick. The problem with a lot of multi-level marketing companies, and the problem with even the Federal Trade Commission actually talks about this a lot, is that a lot of these companies within 18 months will sell off. They use it as a launching platform to go IPO, to offer initial public offering. To go public, essentially, in the stock market. So, for instance, one that I was involved in a long time ago, I won't name names, but they sold out. And this was a multi-level marketing company that offered a acai berry energy drink. They sold out, and one day we got an email. Let's say you're making $10,000 a month promoting this product. They'll just one day send you an email, and this is what they say: "Thank you for your services, but they're no longer needed. Have a good life." Pretty much is what it says. And so you go from $10,000 a month to nothing. And so that company actually sold out. This is a real story. They sold out to Zion's Energy. They sold it, the patent and the drink, to Zion's. I think if I'm pronouncing that correctly, you can find it in gas stations. And that's their acai berry Zion's drink right now. So that can be really frustrating, and that's happened to a lot of people, where people have even gone for like 10 years making a really good income, living this luxury life, and then that was their only income, that was their only asset that they had, and then that's gone one day, and then they have to start from scratch. So that's kind of a scary thing sometimes. Now, versus network marketing has no pyramid structure to it whatsoever. If you are allowed to sponsor as many people as you want wide and deep as you possibly want, then you are in a network, in my opinion, in a network marketing company. That's the difference. Network marketing, in my opinion, is a lot better because they usually diversify on their products. They and a lot of them try to do things a lot more legitimately, I find, and they're usually not run by. A lot of times, I actually find network marketing companies are not publicly traded, they're privately owned. So I also say that to try to find one that is privately owned, that doesn't that's not public, that doesn't do stocks. So that's a huge thing. So and basically the coolest thing about network marketing, social network marketing versus multi-level marketing, is that if you can come in 5 years behind someone else, and you can be down at the bottom of, let's say, the pyramid or whatever you want to call it. If you did try to throw it in a structure, even though you really can't, because you can keep on going wide, there'd be no way to it'd be like an amoeba if you drew it out. But if you came in 5 years behind somebody else than the guy, let's say the guy above you that sponsored you, and you do more work than him, if you do more work than that guy that sponsored you, or the guy 5 guys above him or 10 guys above him, the guy at the top, doesn't matter. If you do more work than him, you will make more money than him. That's what I like. It's based on very, very, very performance, like, you get what I'm saying. It's based on performance and not statistics. And so you kind of can do that with multi-level marketing, but the problem is every time you create a new business inside of that pyramid, the problem is that you have to keep on buying product. They have really weird restrictions on like what you have to buy and things like that. They have an auto ship set up for you, and that's kind of frustrating. And so let's say it's energy drinks, and then you sign up another business, you're going to get another shipment monthly of energy drinks. And then and this actually happened to one of my buddies that actually lived here in Montana with me, Tony. I won't say his last name, but he had this kid was rolling. He had a Lamborghini, he had a nice house, all these things like that. Me and him built houses together, and he had a garage. It was a 3-car garage stacked from the very top to the back to the floor to the top to the ceiling all the way out to the front of energy drinks. Insane. And then that company sold out to the Zion's thing or whatever, and yeah, they are no more. So definitely look at that. Make sure a company, if you're looking at a network marketing company or multi-level marketing company, make sure they've been around for at least 2 years. Like I said, the Federal Trade Commission actually states to only get one if it's been around for at least 18 months. But I would just say 2 years, even longer the better. But look for being privately held and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, I hope that answers multi-level marketing versus network marketing, gives you guys a little bit of a rundown on my understanding on that for my 10 years in the business. So there's one more thing I want to cover really quickly. If you guys are considering about getting into a network marketing company or a multi-level marketing company, I actually found this online quite some time ago. I'm just kind of going through all of my old notes, trying to give you guys as much information and much value as I possibly can here. Harvard actually put out it's titled Harvard's Perfect Business Model of the 21st Century. So they listed a few things that are, it's funny, they did this back in 1999. And so Harvard's Perfect Business Model of the 21st Century. Number 1, little to no overhead. I'll hold this up so I can read this a little better. Let's see here. Little to no overhead. Number 2, few to no employees. Network marketing. The first one's little to no overhead. Network marketing. Number 3, low startup cost. Network marketing. Number 4, exclusive products. Network marketing. And number 5, highly consumable products, also network marketing. So that's pretty cool actually to think about. The Harvard's perfect business model fits right in with network marketing. Like, that's crazy. There's actually, I even ran this test against a few of the other businesses that we do that are online, and like even Amazon FBA. I mean, you got to dump $6,000 into your product to get it into an Amazon warehouse. I mean, that's not. You might have less employees than your traditional business for sure, but you definitely do have a lot of products that you got to keep in stock. So, anyways. And the more that I keep digging, the more value that I keep finding for you guys. I've been digging through my notes. I've been literally reading through my notes for the last 3 hours almost today, making this video. And I kind of just freestyled this whole video. Didn't really put much of an order together. I wrote some highlighted notes for the most part. But I am also going to be remaking this video later on. I just want to get the actual footage out because we got new cameras coming, new microphones, all that kind of stuff. So I want to remake the video once we get all of that stuff in place. But anyways, this part is awesome. Because like I said, the more I keep digging, the more information I'm finding for you guys. This one's good. This is some more positive news. Network marketing is over $100 billion industry today. And that was a statistic I wrote in 2012. And the fastest growing industry in the world, that and e-commerce in the Direct Selling Association or arena. In fact, according to the U.S. Department of Labor and Direct Selling Association, with the same time and effort, you are 5 times more likely to earn more than $100,000 a year in network marketing than any 9-to-5 job. I'll read that again. According to the U.S. Department of Labor and Direct Selling Association, with the same time and effort, you are 5 times more likely to earn $100,000 in network marketing than you are any 9-to-5 job. And people try to say it's a scam and blah 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 and whatever, and they want to take advice from their broke uncle, cousin, whomever, mom, dad. And no offense, we love those people. Don't get me wrong. But you have to look at like some of the people that are financially successful in life, that have been massively, I guess, people that have really backed network marketing, even as far as buying network marketing companies such as Pampered Chef, with Warren Buffett. Now we got Democrats and we got Republicans on both sides of the aisle that are praising network marketing. Even Bill Clinton did. Warren Buffett's a Democrat. On the Republican side, we got Jim Rome that was in, what was he in? Herbalife? I think that's what it was. For years, the guy praised that company. We got Tony Robbins on there now, which was actually the Jim Rohn was actually Tony Robbins' mentor, which a lot of people don't know that. But so that's kind of a cool story. But he also is endorsing, just recently did a video on YouTube about endorsing network marketing as an industry. And then we got, of course, Donald Trump. So I think he also started one a couple of years back before he became president. So, but anyway, my point is you got the left and the right both giving network marketing a thumbs up. So you can't, talk too much crap. All right, guys, lastly, I want you guys to do a little bit of research yourself on everything that I have said. Don't take anything I said as reality, as truth. Question the validity of everything I've said. Do your own research. Do your own due diligence. And lastly, I want to talk to you guys about the Cashflow Quadrant. This is kind of the mindset, the psychology that it takes to build a network marketing or multi-level marketing type of business. And this is actually for any business, for the most part, any new age type of business, e-commerce or direct selling business. But you have basically it looks just like this. It's the ESBI. Looks just like that guy right there. So look that guy up, Cashflow Quadrant. There's actually a book on it by Robert Kiyosaki. I would suggest to read his first book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, before you guys read that book, because he references the Rich Dad Poor Dad book a lot in the Cashflow Quadrant, and it would probably be a little confusing if you didn't read that book first. But the E stands for, I want to kind of cover these psychologically really quick. The E stands for employee. Now, the mindset of an employee is security. That's the number one thing that they want, is security. Now, if you are that person mindset wise and you need that security, that the paycheck coming in every 2 weeks, network marketing is not for you. S is on the left side of the quadrant. These are both on the left side of the quadrant. S is right below the E. S stands for small business or sole proprietorship, which is basically any small business owner. Now, I've been a small business owner for a lot of years, even owning a construction company and a bunch of other things. The downside to that is a lot of the mentality with the small business owner, most of them, is that they think that this is the philosophy of them. If you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. And when I hear somebody say that, I know that they just nailed their foot to the floor. They have no form of leverage whatsoever, and they think that they're the smartest person in their own business. And you cannot have that mentality. You have to put your ego aside to allow yourself to grow. Now, granted, the small business owner might have more money than the employee, but the downside is you have a lot less time. And so, a lot of times I find in life people have a lot of money and no time, or a lot of time and no money. I mean, you got to balance those two things out. So anyways, on the right side of the quadrant, you have the B and the I. B stands for big business. Forbes defines big business as a Fortune 500 company, which basically means you have 500 employees or more. Big business is a person that's learned to leverage themselves, which I like the B because they almost need to reinterpret this a little bit. But the B side, or the big business, is very similar to network marketing because you are compounding without hiring people. You're compounding and building a team, which essentially is an asset that you can actually compound just like you compound money in the stock market. So that's a really huge thing. But that's the mentality. People think that they're not the smartest. They have a board of people that they trust to hire all these people that are smarter than them because they know that they can't be the person that does everything because they're never going to get anywhere or make any money. So those people have just learned to leverage other people. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's what because you have the free will. You can go do that yourself if you want. So you can't sit there and complain about that. I stands for investing. That's basically just the mentality there is that, you're putting your money, you're making your money work for you. Actually, the B and the I are both kind of the same because you aren't working for for money, money is working for you. You make your money work for you. The left side of the quadrant, the E and the S, the employee and the small business owner, the sole proprietor, is working for money. They're trading they're trading dollars for hours. I mean, it sucks. So again, you have a choice. So don't let that stop you, and definitely get back to the person whoever showed you this video, and if this has at all interest you, definitely sit back down with them and go over what it takes, what the next steps are. And I don't know, I'm big into philosophy, and I'll leave you guys with this. There's a famous philosopher in the 1800s, Ralph Waldo Emerson. He once said that in a world today where we have so much doubt and in ourselves, and we have these egos we have to put up in front of everybody else to fit into society, and nobody believes in us, and we don't even believe in ourselves. And whether you're religious or not religious, I find it irrelevant, because I can hit this from both sides. I can hit this from a religious point of view, and I can hit this from a quantum physics point of view. I can even hit this from a mathematical algorithm point of view if you really wanted to. But Emerson once said that there's nothing capricious in nature, and the implanting of a desire indicates that its gratification is in the constitution of the person who feels it. In other words, you would not have the desire to want more out of life unless you are actually capable of its achievement. So if you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to comment below the video. And if you got any value out of this content, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and make sure to turn on a little bell notification down at the bottom so you guys are updated and notified every single time that we create awesome content like this. Thanks, guys. And for watching to the very end of the video, here's your moment of Zen.
I have decided that my job sucks, the economy sucks, and the only way things are going to get better is if I do something about it.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to build a network marketing business.
What is network marketing?
A network marketing company allows you to build your own business by creating a group of distributors and customers that consume the products sold by the company.
That sounds like one of those pyramid things.
What do you mean by pyramid things?
One of those things where the only people that make lots of money are the people at the top.
You mean like the company you work for?
But don't you have to get in early to make any money?
Actually, in a good network marketing company, you can make more money than the people above you if you are more productive.
Are you sure it isn't a pyramid scheme?
Yes.
How are you so sure?
A pyramid scheme is where you make all of your money by recruiting others and there is no product or service being exchanged.
It still sounds like a pyramid scheme.
In a legitimate network marketing company, you make most or all of your money from people using the products.
It still sounds like a pyramid scheme.
In what way?
Because when you draw it out, it looks like a pyramid.
How is that relevant?
It just seems like a pyramid scheme.
If you were to draw out the organization chart of the company you work for, what shape would it be?
A pyramid.
If you were to draw out the organization chart of the church you go to, what shape would it be?
A pyramid.
If you were to draw out the organization chart of the Girl Scouts, what shape would it be?
A pyramid.
Are you understanding my point?
Yes. I had no idea there were so many pyramid schemes out there. Do you really think you can make money with your pyramid scheme?
According to the U.S. Department of Labor and the Direct Selling Association, with the same time and effort, I'm 5 times more likely to earn over $100,000 in network marketing than at my life-sucking job.
Yes. I hate my job too. That is why I play the lotto every day after work. 16, 22, 84 baby.
Maybe you should start your own business also instead of completely leaving your future to chance.
But I have heard people say negative things about network marketing.
Like who?
Like my brother-in-law.
Is he wealthy?
No.
Does he own his own business?
No.
Would you consider him a credible expert on the subject?
No.
Would you consider him a credible expert on any subject?
Not really. But why? Do some people say network marketing doesn't work?
For the same reason that some people think our government's Social Security program is sustainable. Total ignorance.
Are there any credible experts that support network marketing?
Have you heard of Robert Kiyosaki? The author of one of the top-selling financial books of all time?
No.
He is a big supporter of network marketing. He calls it the perfect business. Have you heard of Donald Trump?
Yes, he has funny hair.
He is also a big supporter of network marketing. Have you heard of Warren Buffett, the most successful investor of all time?
No.
He is also a supporter of network marketing.
And you think these people are more credible experts than my brother-in-law?
Yes.
I still think it sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Are you kidding me? Have you been listening to anything that I have said?
Yes, but I still think it is a pyramid scheme.
Can you please explain your argument?
I just think it is a pyramid scheme.
I think I'm going to leave now.
Wait. Aren't you going to try to recruit me?
No.
Why not?
I thought you said it was a pyramid scheme.
I did, but I think I want to join now.
I would rather shove thumbtacks into my eyes and walk into traffic than have an incompetent moron like you on my team.
Oh. Okay. Talk to you later then.
Not likely.